This is a bit for the Krampus episode to explain why it's coming out in March.
So, good people of the world, you're probably wondering, why on earth are they putting out a Christmas episode in freaking March? What's going on with that? Clay, what is going on with that?
Well, a lot of people still have their Christmas trees up in March, and even more people have their Christmas lights up, and they will remain to be so.
It's true, and there's still, bags of Christmas stuff that needs to be put away.
Right. A bunch of gifts that you got that, maybe you aren't that excited about, and they will sit in bags for 3 months.
Until you re-gift them, and you accidentally gift them to the same person, and then that's embarrassing.
I slowly unpack the socks I get throughout the year.
It's true. He gets, a giant thing of socks, and he has to ration it out throughout the year.
If you want, you can think of it like this. When you're going to order Christmas presents, and then you wait too long, and then the Christmas season catches up, and all the deliveries get sent behind, and then it's like, yeah, I got you a Christmas present, but it won't be in until the end of January.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is, but with a podcast.
Right.
And besides, everybody does a spooky Christmas thing at Christmas time, and we're not everybody else.
Yeah, so here's your late, we're in the future.
Right.
We're in the future talking back to the past of you. You're going to get this, but just know that we're thousands of years in the future.
Things don't get much better, guys. You know what? Eat the cake. Just do it. Love you. Bye.
You're listening to Vet Candy.
It's been 87 years since the last time we sat across from each other and podcasted.
Oh, I thought you just meant since the last time we sat across from each other, period.
It's true. It's been a while.
We usually sit on the same side of the table.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, yeah, when we go places. We do.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But that's not why we're here. We're here for you, dear listener. There's no one we would rather share our first Christmas and our new home with than you. A bunch of strangers on the internet. Oh, that's weird. Someone's at the door. Clay, would you go check that?
Oh, I have a thing about doors now.
Yeah, ever since the last time, but I'm not gonna go. I'm a girl.
Okay, I'll check.
Okay.
Huh. There was nobody there. That's strange.
That's really weird. I wonder who would be coming here at that hour.
Yeah, I don't know who would actually...
Oh, God! What was that? Clay? A door just flew out of our chimney? And who's that coming down our chimney? Why, it's E.W. Moneybags.
Ho, ho!
Watch it. Cover your mouth. That shit's going around.
Christmas.
Don't you mean Merry Christmas?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I would never wish you any merriment. You know that about me. I don't even know why you would bring it up.
I can appreciate your transparency, Mr. Moneybags. What can I do for you?
Well, I have come bringing you season's tidings.
Thank you. It's been a while. Come in, have a seat. Would you like a hot chocolate?
I will not touch any of your furniture. It is poor.
Oh, well, that's insulting.
I have here in my bag 7 new episodes for your podcast.
Ooh, that's a lucky number.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moneybags. This was actually my Christmas wish.
Fantastic. I will now be taking the front door to leave this house. The chimney is a one-way thing.
Oh, okay. Just leave the front door on the door hinges, please.
I will consider.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Moneybags. Thank you.
I'm leaving. I'm gone.
Oh, bye, Mr. Moneybags.
Goodbye.
Clay, oh my gosh. Why did he throw a door through the chimney?
How did he throw a door through the chimney?
I don't know. The door is definitely bigger than the chimney opening. You okay, honey?
I've never actually seen this man.
No, he really... it's kind of weird. He looks a lot like you.
That is weird.
It's very strange.
Well, okay, what did he want?
Well, actually, he brought good news. He said that we're getting 7 new episodes of our podcast.
7 new episodes?
7 new episodes!
Yay!
Well, then, let's get started.
Welcome to our new show, Obsessed, a show where we talk about whatever it is we're currently obsessed with. I'm Caitlin Palmer.
I'm Clay.
And we're
Obsessed.
It's the holiday season.
No, we can't sing.
Oh. Okay. Well, I asked for so little, but okay.
We
Whatever.
We will get sued.
No, we won't.
We can. Caitlin wanted us to like do a Christmas duet.
I did.
I was like, no, because we'll be like, jingle bells, copyright strike, and that's it.
Yep.
Done.
That's how we lost our house.
You can't do the second verse. We will get sued.
It's part of
It's not part of fair use.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But anyway, Clay, it's our first Christmas in our new house.
Yes.
That's so awesome. That is so awesome. And one of our cats just did something in the other room.
Did
and I
something
don't know
they
what.
were not supposed to do.
Certainly we will open the door to a mess. But that's for later. For now,
actually, I have a quick announcement.
Oh.
So we actually have a new email address and have had a new email address for about a year. We announced what the email address was in a long lost episode that never got aired.
Long ago.
We actually plan on delivering to you this episode as a Christmas gift. It is the long lost Manticore episode.
Manticore.
So expect that around your Christmas time. But the new email address is obsessedwiththepalmers@yahoo.com. If you sent an email and never got a reply, send it again, but to this address, because I always reply to all emails. So if you didn't get a reply, then I did not see it.
And our Instagram has been inactive because I got a new phone and forgot the password.
Yeah, basically, that's what happened with the email address, too. It would not let me access it. Gmail's like security protocols are absurd. It wanted me to magically repair the phone that I had was the only way I could get to it again. So.
Yeah. No, new year, new us, man.
Funny.
Yeah.
Real
so
funny.
obsessedwiththepalmers@yahoo.com. All one word, no caps, the regular stuff.
Yeah, most of them aren't case sensitive anyway. So send in your recommendations.
Or questions or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever.
Anything. Like I said, I respond to everything. So
he does.
Don't think I just ignored you. I literally could not see it.
No, Clay is a very attentive, very caring man. So, Clay, since it's close to Christmas time, we've been gone for a long time. Let's share some holiday stories. What's your favorite Christmas memory?
My favorite Christmas memory?
Yes.
I do not know.
Really?
I can't believe you would spring something on me like this.
Yeah.
I had no time to prepare an answer for.
Something as forgettable as your favorite Christmas memory.
Yes.
I've actually, so this is the first year that I haven't been super Grinchy. Because normally, Christmas...
I just remembered my favorite Christmas memory.
Okay, well, I was vamping for you. Go.
Okay. It was when we stayed in that cabin in the mountains, and my younger sister Allie ran up the stairs, and I poked my butt out the door and farted on her right as she ran by, and she got very upset about it.
It was a bad fart too.
That's my favorite Christmas memory.
Mine is when you let me keep our cat Smee.
Oh, well, there's a bit of a story to that one that I don't know that we can tell.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe
Sponsors
not now.
won't allow us.
Sponsors won't allow it, but email us. And if we get enough signatures, maybe we'll tell you the story of how we got to keep this cat.
How we?
Well, takes two, baby. So, Clay, I think in the West, and by the West, I mean the good old United States of America.
The Western Hemisphere.
The Western Hemisphere. Yeehaw! Everything is very light and jovial and fun and happy, and it's not like that in the rest of the world.
Way to bring it down, but all right. I feel you.
Clay, I read about the coolest thing, and I want to tell you about it. Have you heard of the Mari Lwyd?
I have not.
Okay. So this character was first written about in the 1800s, although she existed a long time before that. So remember pale horses in mythology. They're believed to be able to cross into the underworld. Now think about hobby horses and hobby horse traditions. So such as like stick horses.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was a breed of horse.
Well, it's a term used for like a pleasure horse, and then a hobby horse is a...
Oh, hobby horse. I thought you said like hobby horse.
Oh, no. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold, so please excuse us if we sound stuffy. So hobby horses are like a pleasure horse or a stick horse, which we associate it more with a stick horse.
Okay.
So now combine those two things, the pale horse and the hobby horse.
Okay, so a stick horse, but with white felt.
Kind of. So think like a stick horse, but instead of button-eyeds and Christmas friends, it's a horse skull adorned with bells and colorful streamers attached to a long stick with a white veil and lights or ornaments / baubles for eyes.
Okay, well that does sound cooler.
It sounds creepy, and it kind of is, but I freaking love her. And her name is Maudie Lewid. Now, Maudie Lewid translates to gray mare or gray lady. There's some debate on which one it, like, literally translates
Well, imagine
to.
if it's a horse skull, it probably translates to old mare.
I read that wrong. Gray mare or gray Mary.
Gray mare or gray mare?
Yeah. Sorry. So the skull is attached to a pole with a veil that's flowing over the person carrying it. They puppeteer the skull and often playfully clack the jaw. Now, this Maudie Lewid, she's a cheeky character. She may bite at you or chase people she fancies. She's also been known to steal things. Maudie Lewid is a Welsh folk custom that involves a group of revelers carrying a horse skull door to door and demanding entry through song or rhymes. In the old times, they used a real horse skull, often sourced from farms. A fun fact, Clay, the horse's head makes up about 10% of their body weight. So the skull itself can weigh over 10 pounds. But now it's not uncommon to see fake skulls, usually like paper mache or whatever.
Okay.
The tradition is typically associated with Christmas and New Year's Eve. Some say these are the darkest nights, and they are the nights between Christmas and the 12th night. It's believed to bring good luck and to ward off evil spirits.
I'm sorry, what is the 12th night? You said that very ominously.
I'm going to talk about the number 12 here in just a few minutes. The Maudie Lewid is often accompanied by a group of singers and musicians, sometimes dressed as court attendants or jesters. And the exchange between the Maudie Lewid and the household is usually in the form of improvised rhyming challenges, sometimes described as rude rhymes or rhyming insults, and I love that.
So they have like a rap battle.
Exactly. They have like an epic rap battle about why you should let them in. This goes on until you run out of reasons not to let the Maudie Lewid in. Or when she and her merrymen can no longer make up rhymes. If they lose, they have to leave your home. So what happens when you can't think of any more witty comebacks to those sick rhymes?
They take your soul.
What happens if you let the Maudie Lewid in? Once that epic rap battle is finished, the Maudie Lewid and the merrymen are welcomed into your home and treated to food and drink. So you actually want to let the spooky dead horse and entourage in so that you can cash in on that sweet, sweet luck. I could not find if you get to celebrate the feast and drink ale with the Maudie Lewid and friends, or if you just kind of have to forfeit your dinner.
Oh, well, I mean, if you lose the epic, dope, sick rap battle with the horse skull, I think it gets to do whatever it wants with your alcohol. I don't think you could probably drink with it, but...
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would argue with it. But the fact that the Maudie Lewid has been seen as a symbol of good luck adds to the charm and appeal of the tradition. And it's no wonder it's still celebrated in some parts of Wales today. It's not super popular, but we should definitely bring it back. In 1941, Vernon Watkins wrote a poem called The Ballad of the Maudie Lewid, in which he beautifully describes the encounter. The living are defended by the rich warmth of the flames, which keep the loneliness out. Terrified, they hear the dead tapping at their panes. Then they rise up, armed with the warmth of firelight. And believe it or not, Clay, there's actually other hooded animal stories. Examples are the old Tup of Derbyshire and the Hoodening. But
the
Hoodening. But those are tales for another day.
Those are tales from Wisconsin.
Those are tales from Wisconsin.
The Hoodening.
The Hoodening. But, there's actually a horse in the nativity story. This is one of the possible roots of the Mari Lwyd. So a pregnant mare was sent out of the stable so that Mary would have a place to give birth. And then the mare wanders around looking for a safe place to have her foal. And it's not really known what became of the mare or the foal. She's probably pagan in origin. Most cool things are. But we'll never know for sure. Perhaps it's a grim reminder that all life ends. No matter how warm and comfortable you are, death and famine comes for us all. She might even be right outside your door. Or maybe someone just pulled a really random and funny prank and it just caught on. That's kind of what I think. I think that some really morbid farmer was like, I'm going to go mess with you.
You got to sing a song at me, and if you lose, I get to drink your beer. And they're like, all right, okay, well, fine, Tim, we'll do this again.
Yeah.
I know it's you. He's like, no, I'm the
Marty Lewis.
I'm the Marty Lewis.
Yes. And then over time we changed it. There is a meme and it sums it up exactly, and it's so cute. Them. Wales isn't special and it has no ancient history.
We'll be right back with more Vet Candy.
Are you ready to unmask the opioid crisis and uncover the vital role of veterinarians in the battle against it? Join me, Clay Palmer, for Unmasking the Opioid Crisis, a veterinarian's vital role unveiled, presented by Vet Candy and brought to you by Covetrus. In this enlightening podcast series, I will take you on a journey through the layers of the opioid crisis and talk about the role veterinarians play to help protect their patients, communities, and even themselves. Together, we'll unravel the complexities, engage in insightful discussions, and gain valuable insights. Stay tuned for a podcast that empowers, educates, and unites us in the battle against opioid misuse. Don't miss Unmasking the Opioid Crisis. Tune in on Vet Candy on a podcast platform of your choice, and let's make a difference together. Brought to you by Covetrus and presented by Vet Candy.
And then it has a picture of the Mari Lwyd, and it says the ancient representation of famine that you have to rap battle every Christmas in order to keep your food. Shocked horse noises.
I like that you just cited a freaking meme.
I did. It was so good. I saved it. She's wonderfully described as timelessly terrifying, somehow charming, but mostly creepy. And I love it.
Yeah, it's spooky, but it also is really dope.
It's dope, and it's kind of so cool. Wholesome. I love it. Jude Rogers said it best, Clay. He said, "So don't have nightmares. Let yourself be taken in by the darkness and go with Mari Lwyd towards the night."
They're trying to make it creepier than than it needs to be. It doesn't have. It's a dark enshrouded horse skull that shows up in the middle of the night.
And horse skulls are freaking creepy looking.
They really are.
And it's neat because all the pictures, it'll be, the person that's dressed up essentially like the Mari Lwyd. And then there's someone, quote unquote, leading the horse. And it's usually like someone dressed in finery. And it's like a group of people. So kind of like caroling.
You're right, yeah.
Like dirty singing caroling. And I love it so much.
Caroling.
Clay, would you like to be challenged by the Mari Lwyd?
Man. On one hand, yeah, but on the other hand, I don't know that I could keep up.
Well, then she gets to come inside and eat all of our food.
Clay, yeah, and I don't want that to happen, but it is cool that it can.
Yeah. So
I like that I live in a world where this is a possibility.
It's so freaking cool, isn't it? I want a Mari Yule. Mighty Lewid. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the next really cool Christmas animal I have. Christmas animal is the Yule Cat. Have you heard about the Yule Cat?
Not heard about the Yule Cat.
Yule Cat. Okay, so I love the Yule Cat. Yule Cat.
Piano Cat's brother or
third cousin?
I reference like one of the oldest memes. I'm so old. I sprouted 3 more gray hairs.
You did? So did I. Don't feel bad. The Yule Cat is a mythical creature from Icelandic folklore who is said to lurk in the countryside around Christmas time, preying on those who have not received new clothes to wear before the holiday.
Dang.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, not only do you not have new clothes, but here I am to do whatever
and I'm going to eat you.
I am going to unleash my dark works upon you.
And probably going to torture you first because Iceland.
I'm going to poop in the litter box in your room instead of the 3 other ones spread throughout the house because you're trying to sleep.
And I'm large, so my turds are as big as you.
It's the Yule Cat.
The Yule Cat is gigantic. According to legend, the Yule Cat is so large that it can swallow whole sheep and even cows.
Pretty large cat.
And it's said to be especially fond of eating children who have not received new clothes. Or in some stories, children who just refuse to wear their new clothes.
Okay, I was going to say this actually. So, I mean, we've talked about it before with like typical mythos that they're usually invented to teach some sort of lesson.
Exactly, and it's always that they'll eat children.
Well, I mean, they're usually geared towards kids. Like, okay, and if you're out after dark, it'll snatch you up, or if you go by the water, it'll snatch you up. Whatever, to teach them, like, oh yeah, when it gets dark outside, come home, or like don't go around bodies of water.
Yeah,
This is something invented for parents. Like, ooh, if you don't buy your kids new clothes,
the Yule Cat will get them. So the Yule Cat is usually portrayed as a black cat, probably because it's owned by a witch, which we're going to talk about too.
Okay.
But I have seen stories where it can be any color cat. It's your favorite cat, whatever your favorite cat color is. That's what color the Yule Cat is. Imagine a giant Yule Cat Sphinx. I think that would be so cute with its giant sweater.
Oh no! But
with
it would
its
look like
giant
a ball
wrinkles,
sack.
a big old ball sack chasing you through the countryside.
Initially, my mind immediately went to the cat bus from My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, I love that
because it's vaguely spooky and it is also a very big cat.
Yeah,
but it's also a bus. So
exactly.
It's that.
So while the Yule Cat may be a frightening figure in Icelandic folklore, it's important to remember it's just a myth, Clay. It's not a real animal. So unfortunately, we can't get one. However, if you are planning on spending the holidays in Iceland or any cold climate, it's a good idea to make sure that you and your loved ones have warm clothes to stay safe and comfortable.
Yeah, if a cat was actually that big, it would kill you with no hesitation. I know our cats would kill me with no hesitation because I mess with them really badly. So
you do.
I aggravate the absolute piss out of our cats.
Imagine if one of our cats was the Yule Cat. Which one do you think it would be?
If one of our cats was the Yule Cat?
Yeah, like if one of our cats, like if it was like the Santa Claus where you become the next Santa Claus, like if one of our cats had to become the next Yule Cat, who do you think it would be?
I like to imagine it would be Flower, and like she's not even happy with her job. She's just like, you got crappy clothes on. I guess I've got to eat you now. And then eats her is like, I can't believe you made me do this.
Yeah, you made me get off of my favorite blanket.
And then she sneezes on everything.
She does. Let's make a cryptid Flower Yule Cat. I like to imagine it would be Smee because he's so big and friendly.
Right, but he does have to eat children, so...
Oh, but he would, like, bat them around really cute first before he ate them.
But he would still eat, like...
He would still eat them. He's
as cold and
boy.
Callously as he could. Just
He's
like, all right, time
boy.
to eat you now, I guess.
He's like, I'm hungry. I think the Yule Cat is very cute.
I'm hungry, and you got... Your sweater's a little moth-eaten.
How does the Yule Cat know you don't
How does it...
how does it know?
Well, I mean, it sees how you're dressed.
Clothes? Yeah, but like, who's to say that you don't just take really good clothes? What if your parents are poor and they give you new used clothes? Does the Yule Cat still eat you?
Yes.
That makes sense.
It specifically said new clothes.
Yeah, you're right. I've actually heard some creepypastas about the Yule Cat.
Oh.
And it's like the Yule Cat's kind of silly, kind of cute. But the creepypasta, maybe it was just the narration, but it was really kind of spooky. Like it stalked the person through the countryside. And it was a case of they did get new clothes.
Oh, so then it couldn't.
But they didn't want to wear them. It was like a whole thing. The grandma was like, wear your new sweater.
Classic mistake.
It's sweater weather. And they're like, no, ma.
No, ma.
No, ma. Get out of here, kid. So it was like that.
So it was like that.
So that's how that went.
So that's how that random creepypasta I brought up went.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good creepypasta. Now, I had mentioned that the Yule Cat is owned by a witch.
Yeah.
So that witch's name is Grilla. Grilla. And she's a mythical figure from Icelandic folklore who is said to be a giantess or a troll. I've seen the terms kind of used interchangeably in some folklores. Trolls are giant.
We talked about that in Baba Yaga, where basically like Eastern European Slavic witches are described as being like very big, so giant.
Right.
Or that they're like trolls. Like, so they have like these distended proportions and like these like bulbous heads that take up most of their body.
In the old Rankin and Bass Hobbit movie, the trolls are giants. It's really cool. But see, when I think of trolls, I think of the movie. And I'm like,
with Justin Timberlake. Oh, no, there you go again. Oh, no, see, you're going too far. We're going to... I don't know who owns that song, but they're coming for us.
Nah. Oh, I've been reading a lot of like celebrity trash lately, and everybody, you need to go read Britney Spears' new book because she spilled some tea about JT.
Oh
yeah. I'll tell you about it later. I'm not going to ruin it for you, listener. But
you're quickly derailing into a rant.
I did. Well, we were talking about trolls. It happens. I love trolls. But these are not the cute little colorful things.
From the 80s, right? Yeah.
These are spooky.
Spooky trolls.
But Grilla, she is a giantess or a troll, whichever you prefer. And she's the mother of the Icelandic Yule lads. The Yule lads.
Are they all wearing little sailor boy suits with oversized lollipops?
I mean, duh. So, according to legend, Grilla is a fearsome figure who lives in a cave in the mountains and preys upon misbehaving children during the Christmas season. She's also depicted as a witch with a long pointed nose and a lot of sharp teeth, sometimes a beard, but then sometimes not. So, plus or minus a beard.
I like that. I don't know. I'm thinking about like a troll-esque witch with a beard. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that's
and the sharp teeth.
Yeah, that's style.
She's creepy. She's creepy. I have to give that to her. She's said to have an insatiable hunger for children and will snatch them up and carry them back to her cave and cook them in a stew. Or sometimes she'll come down from her mountain and boil naughty children. In some versions of the legend, she is said to own the Yule Cat, who is also known for preying on children. We're seeing a little bit of a trend.
Yeah,
here.
Apparently children are extremely tasty.
Apparently. I mean, you don't like it until you try it. The Yule Cat is said to be so large, like we said, that she can swallow whole sheep and even cows. And it's also especially fond of eating children who have not received their new clothes before Christmas or that just don't wear their new clothes.
So big. That cat would have to be like 25 foot tall to just swallow a cow whole.
It's exactly. It's like this ginormous cat, which, I mean, I love it. Despite her fearsome reputation, Grilla is also seen as a symbol of the importance of good behavior and obedience during the Christmas season. So parents don't say, be good or Santa's not going to bring you any presents. They say, behave yourself or Grilla's going to come down from that mountain and boil you alive.
You better be good or else Gwela is going to come down here and put you on a po' boy.
Ooh, po' boy sounds good. Many Icelandic parents use the story of Grilla to encourage their children to behave well and to avoid misbehaving during the holidays. Today, Grilla and the Yule lads are still an important part of Icelandic Christmas traditions, and they're often celebrated with festivals, parades, and other events. While the legend of Grilla may be frightening, it's also a reminder of the importance of kindness, generosity, and good behavior during the holiday season.
I don't know. I didn't really pull that from the story, but if
You know,
say
I
so.
did. I really didn't either. But I mean, on the flip side, it's like, behave yourself, be good, be kind, be nice, and Grilla won't come down from her mountain and eat you.
She won't come down and make a Subway sandwich.
Right, absolutely. Don't say that. That's TM'd. If I can't sing, you can't reference popular restaurant chains.
I can reference popular restaurant chains.
Very well. So in America, we get one Santa, yes. But Iceland gets 13.
13 Santas?
13.
Wait, hold on. You didn't tell me about the Yule lads.
These fine boys are the Yule lads.
These are the Yule lads. Okay.
These are the Yule lads. They are the sons of Grilla and possible servants of the Yule cat, because we all know dogs have owners, cats have staff.
Okay.
The Yule lads are a group of 13 mischievous Icelandic trolls who are believed to visit children on the 13 nights leading up to Christmas. Each of the Yule lads has a unique personality and brings a different kind of mischief with them. They're very reminiscent of like the Seven Dwarves.
Okay.
But there's 13 of them. The Yule lads were originally depicted as frightening creatures who would punish naughty children. But over time, they've become more playful and mischievous.
And Yule lads are cool. But
Yeah,
like
they're...
Grilla and the Yule cat suck so hard.
Yeah, like they're only... So Grilla and the Yule cat are only out to get you. Like if you're a good kid, they just kind of like don't care. The Yule lads, it can kind of go either way. They're either mess with you or they're your friend. But the bad stories must have been rough, because in 1746, parents were actually banned from telling their children stories about the Yule lads torturing them if they misbehave. Like it was that bad. Thank you,
dang.
King of Denmark. Yeah, pretty bad. But apparently they would kidnap and torture the naughty children, and it would get rough, like to the point that the king was like, nah, dude, that's not okay. Don't do
You
that.
can't be telling children this.
Denmark is so cool. There are many translations of the names of the Yule lads. Yes, I'm going to tell you their names and what they do. But here is, this next part is a quote. This is what the Smithsonian says is the simplest translation of their names and what they mean.
Okay. Is it that wild that they had to make a list of like the simple translations?
Yeah, I found some things with the original Icelandic names, and there's no way I could ever pronounce that. There's not. It would be insulting for me to try. So I found these, and even some of them are a little. Let me just go into it. We've got sheepcoat Claude. He tries to suckle ewes in the farmer's sheep sheds, and he also has peg legs.
Okay, no, that's just a nasty boy. That's not...
Yeah, he's gross.
That's not a prank you play on somebody. That's not teaching children anything. This man... this man is filthy.
And that's the first one.
Oh my God. Okay.
I think that's the worst one, me personally. Then we've got Stubby. He's short, and he steals food from frying pans.
Specifically from frying pans?
Yes. It's the only
while
kind.
you're cooking it?
No, they come at night. So like if you left food out.
If you left food.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's like, oh, you didn't clean your dishes. He's
yeah,
like,
it's a big thing about putting dishes and like cleaning the kitchen and putting lids over stuff.
Okay, can we go back to the first one then? Because what lessons is this supposed to teach?
He's got a thing for ewes, man.
Okay, we'll put a pin in him. Maybe it'll make sense when we get through the other like 10.
Yeah. Then we've got Gully Gawk. He steals foam from the buckets of cow milk. Just the foam.
Just the foam.
Just the foam.
I don't know if that's helpful or not. Like, do you use the foam specifically for something? Or is it like, does that get in the way when you're transferring the liquid?
Isn't that how you make cheese?
From the foam? I don't think so.
Or butter? No, that's how you make butter, right? The skim?
I don't know. I've never
Why don't you know everything
I've
about
never made
agriculture,
butter.
Clay?
What?
Well, that's his thing. Like, he just steals the foam from the buckets. Then we've got spoon licker. He licks spoons.
Okay, so that one's also kind of just a nasty boy.
He's just a little, he's nasty.
Yeah, I mean, look, he ain't licking those spoons just for himself. Like, he isn't really, you know what I mean? Like, he's getting something from licking the spoons.
Out of that. Yeah.
He's just like, oh man, they're not gonna wash these again. They're gonna think they're clean still.
No, get out of our house. Then we've got pot scraper, aka pot licker. He steals unwashed pots and licks them clean.
Okay, so he kind of works with number 2 there, who steals from like skillets.
Yeah, I like to imagine they have a special bond.
Yeah. And then like spoon lickers in there, and they just kind of look at him and shake their heads, and they're like,
he's their special
brother. We're supposed to be teaching a lesson here, spoon licker. And he's like, I am teaching a lesson.
Not to be nasty.
Not to be a nasty boy like me.
God. Grilla is so ashamed of her children.
Get the hell out of here, spoon licker.
That's why she sends them out. The next, so we've got bowl. No, I did pot scraper and pot licker, which is the same person. Then we've got bowl licker. He steals bowls of food from under the bed. Back in the old days, Icelanders used to sometimes store their bowls of food there. Convenient for midnight snacking,
I guess.
But yeah, he would.
That does seem unsanitary, though.
So the first time I read that, I thought they were talking about like a chamber pot, and I was like, bleh!
Oh yeah, oh god, oh he would be the nastiest boy.
He would be the nastiest boy.
Since we're talking about food under beds, I do have a quick story.
Oh no!
When I was but a child, I don't know, I must have been like 6 or 7. I had like half eaten a banana, and I did not want to get up and throw it away, so I just like put it under my bed.
Oh my god!
And it stayed there for a while. I forgot about it. It stayed there for a while until one of my parents, and I don't remember who, they found this nasty banana.
This nasty banana.
Nasty friggin' banana.
Nasty banana should be one of the Yule lads.
And it was black and brown. Like it was so old.
It was probably crispy.
And they made me pick it up with my hands, and it was it was not crispy.
Real? Oh, it was soft. It
was like, I can't describe to you the texture of this nasty rotten banana. It was somewhere between liquid and solid.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrendous.
It was a gaseous
I remember
banana.
like gagging and crying, and I was so upset. But you know what? I was taught a lesson. I didn't put any more bananas under my bed. I should have not done that. Maybe if there was a troll to like teach me about that every year, then it would have been fine. Do you think he would have ate my rotten banana? Or he would have been like, nope, not in a bowl. Doesn't fall under my jurisdiction.
No,
get in here, nasty banana boy. And then like he would come in and be like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's rare that I get to come out. I'm the 14th brother that no one talks about.
That no one talks about. And then we've got door slammer. He stomps around and slams doors, keeping everyone awake, which is just rude.
That is just rude. That's not teaching anybody in lessons. That's just rude.
Maybe the lesson is to not keep your parents up.
You know what? What bills is he paying to be slamming doors in the house?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I want to know what bills you're paying to be slamming my doors, door slammer.
If door slammer showed up at my house, I don't care if it's Christmas or not. I'm coming out and I'm whipping him.
Clay's going full Krampus on door slammer.
We'll be right back with more vet candy.
Based on a short story by Dr. Joe Lopez. How to Survive the End of the World features lead actors Clay and Caitlin Palmer, along with Angela Stoyanovska and Martin Manev. The show includes expert insights from veterinary specialist Dr. Richard Joseph and Dr. Alexandra Zara. The show was created and produced by audio engineer Vasco Kostovsky alongside Vet Candy. You can tune in to All Creatures on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or your preferred podcast platform.
And then we've got Skyr Gobbler. He eats up all the Icelandic yogurt, which is also called Skyr. Then
That's another very specific one.
It is. They're very specific. I'm here for your yogurt. I've got heartburn.
Yeah, that's all it is. The poor guy's just got heartburn, and this is in the days before,
Right.
like Protonics. So, like, he's doing what he can, and he's like, look, I need more yogurt.
So really, he's a very... We can sympathize with this character.
Yeah, we can sympathize with him. He's a very troubled character.
He is.
He's very flawed.
He's seen better. Then we've got Sausage Swiper. He likes stolen sausage swipe.
Okay, all right.
Sausages.
It's going there. All right, I was concerned for the sponsors.
And wieners. He's like, if you got Perry Palms, I am swiping your sausage.
No. Wait, okay, so he finds old sausage?
Like if you leave a pan out like with sausage, like specifically.
More with the pans.
or any kind of, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be a pan, but
if you just leave sausage out.
If you leave sausage out, he's swiping them.
So
sausage swiper, no swiping.
I wasn't too far off with the rotten banana, like specificity of these troll
Except
lads.
that the food is totally different, yes.
Well, I mean, that's totally, but it is like one specific food.
Right. Yeah,
like,
just
I jokingly talked about one that takes old bananas, but then you, in the next breath, tell me about one that takes specifically sausage.
Yeah, but only sausages. He loves a sausage. Next, we've got Window Peeper.
Oh, no! It's another nasty boy!
They're all nasty boys, Clay.
Well, not all of them
Some
are nasty.
boys are nastier than others, but they're all nasty boys.
Okay, what does Window Peeper do?
Well, he likes to creep outside of windows.
Yeah, he does.
And sometimes he sees stuff he likes inside and he steals it.
Okay, so they call him Window Peeper, but he does commit other crimes.
He does, like stealing. He's like, I love stealing things. Next, Clay, we've got Door Sniffer.
Door Sniffer. Okay, this is kind of like Spoon Licker. He gets something out of this one too, doesn't he?
He does, Clay. He has a huge nose and an insatiable appetite for stolen baked goods.
Okay, never mind. So he doesn't actually like sniff doors. That's just like he's sniffing at your door for like the baked goods.
Right. Yeah,
okay.
like through the keyhole.
I thought this was a nasty boy that went around like smelling the bottom of doors.
Yeah, it's like, oh, someone's hands were here.
His very specific fetish.
Yeah. He's like, oh, Chanel number 5.
Chanel. Door sniffer sounds like you know when they edit shows to put them on like to put them on like cable TV channels,
right? And
they've got to like match the syllables and mouth movements with whatever curse word is being used,
right?
So they got to come up with something that they can like play the audio of over them saying, you know, any number of any number of curse words. And it's just like you door sniffer.
It's like when you're trying not to say bad words anymore, and you're like, you door sniffer,
right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, like you just got to come up with a word. Next, we have Meat Hook.
Oh no, this one sounds spooky.
He snatches up any meat left out, especially smoked lamb.
He doesn't murder people with a meat hook. That's good.
And then hang them up in the ice cooler.
Jesus.
That's my original Yule Lad.
Okay, so wait. What if the meat that's on the hooks is sausages? Does he get it or does Sausage Swiper get it?
I think that he would defer that to Sausage Swiper.
You think so? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like...
Meat Hook is kind of like he can have everything else, just not the sausage.
Yeah, it's like, you know, Sausage Swiper rarely gets to do his thing.
Yeah,
so
it's very
I'll let him
specific.
have this one.
He steals candles.
So he doesn't really beg for them then.
No, but now candles used to actually be a sought after item in Iceland, so it was a little.
I mean, have you ever
shitty.
seen like what it takes to make a candle old style?
I did actually watch a video one time, and it was
a
pretty upsetting.
Grueling process.
It was rough. And soap, I was like, soap
and like
is so gross.
Back then, you know, before electricity, everyone needed candles.
Exactly. So I mean, it was really a super inconvenience that Candlebagger can't steal your candles. And I would have to punch him in his mouth because I get expensive candles.
Yeah, you do.
And they smell so good.
You know, they didn't really smell back then.
No, and that's not okay.
They didn't burn them for scent. They burnt them for sight during the night when all the terrible things came out, like Sausage Swiper or Window Peeper.
Window Peeper. Poor
Or
things.
food liquor, whatever the one was.
Oh no!
Well, the one that like got under your goats.
Oh yeah, that would be
Nipple nabber.
sheepcoat Claude.
Okay, they gave him a name.
Very misleading.
Right, they're
Well,
like, we can't let everybody know how nasty this boy is.
He is the nastiest boy, but he owns it, and I can kind of respect that.
He's got some competition.
Does he?
He does. Spoon licker's pretty bad.
Spoon licker's gross, but at least he's not suckling ewes.
Yeah, but I'm not also gonna come behind him and suckle the ewe. So
Like, you know how dirty ewe titties get? Yeah, not nice, and kind of,
whatever.
Consent matters, people. But despite their mischievous nature, the Yule lads are also known for leaving small gifts like candy in the shoes of well-behaved children.
I would not eat any candy left behind by spoon licker or window peeper. There's no friggin' way.
But now, if you're bad, they leave rotting potatoes in your shoes.
Damn.
So this tradition very unkind. This tradition is
uncalled
similar.
for.
Right. So this tradition is similar to the modern day practice of leaving stockings out for Santa Claus, but it's a shoe, and you either get candy, which Santa also brings, or you get rotten potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But fun fact, Clay, I know I had mentioned like a long time ago that I was going to tell you about the number 12. The 12 days of Christmas is the period in Christian theology that marks the span between the birth of Christ and the coming of the Magi, which are the three wise men. It begins on December 25th, which is Christmas, and runs through January 6th, the Epiphany, sometimes also called Three Kings Day.
Okay, I've heard of Three Kings Day. Magi is so much cooler than Old Wise Men.
It is. I like the name Magi.
Kind of doing them dirty by not referring them to.
We used to take care of a cat named Magi, but like they brought frankincense, myrrh, and gold, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Mary needed diapers, diapers and formula. What's she gonna do? She's gonna sell that stuff to get diapers and formula.
Yeah, I mean they literally like showed up into a barn.
Right.
They needed money.
But I always pictured it being, I didn't realize that the wise men came 12 days after Jesus was born, because in all of the...
Well, yeah, all the nativity scenes.
Right,
show, like,
they're
there
and he's in the manger. So it just kind of alludes to
misleading.
It's a little misleading, yeah. But,
maybe they should be called the late men.
Yeah, yeah. Because they wouldn't stop and ask for directions.
Or maybe they weren't late. They're referred as the Magi, and Gandalf says it. Wizards are neither early or late. They arrive exactly when they mean to.
And see, that's what I say every time I'm late somewhere.
But you're not a wizard.
And somehow I'm not a wizard, which makes no sense.
Oh, you're trying to like reverse engineer it. By being late and then saying you're not late, you're trying to become a wizard.
Exactly.
Okay, you're not using it as an excuse for your behavior.
Right. Doesn't that make me a wizard, Clay?
I don't think so.
Damn it.
Did Hagrid show up and tell you that you're a wizard?
Shut up. I freaking wish. But so that's all I have for you. My favorite of those is the Monty Lewid.
Yeah, no, the Monty Lewid is very cool. I don't care for all the nasty boys.
I kind of enjoy the nasty boys.
I'm not a huge fan of the nasty boys. She can keep her Yule lads.
I just want the Yule cat. So, Clay, those are the ones that I researched, and I thought they were really cool, but I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Well, you did mention them earlier.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, your little slip. I have to talk to you about Krampus.
Oh, I love Krampus. That was a good movie.
So I didn't actually see the movie.
Yes, you did. We saw it in theaters.
I don't believe so.
Clay, we did. It was very scary. I think you repressed it because it has that scene where it's like the claymation story. It was crazy.
I don't think so, because the movie that you're talking about only came out like 2015.
Yeah.
That was 8 years ago.
We were married.
We were married.
We did. We went and saw it.
But it was also supposed to be like a comedy or something. I don't think it was, I don't know that I would describe it as creepy.
Well, it had like that creepy moment where the grandma's telling her story.
But I don't remember any of that. I think you went and saw that movie with somebody else.
No, you repressed it because it creeped you out.
Anyway, I cursed that movie because it made looking up actual folklore on Krampus extremely difficult.
Oh, I bet it did.
It keeps wanting to go back
because
to
the title of the movie is Krampus.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
So I'm going to go ahead and just let you know right here, thanks to Wikipedia and Britannica for any of this knowledge, because pretty much everywhere else does not want to. It is rehashing exactly what these two said.
It really is. It's hard to find new and interesting stuff about Krampus.
And, everything else wants to talk about the movie Krampus or his various other places that he's crept up in.
Right.
He's become a more popular character in these recent years.
He is, and he was actually in American Dad.
Yeah, in an episode of American Dad.
That's one of my favorite Krampuses.
So, if you don't know about Krampus, he's usually described as like the evil Santa Claus.
Right. The anti-Santa.
The anti-Santa. Which isn't quite right, but I can see why people would mistake that. To tell you what Krampus looks like, it really depends on what year the art you're looking at is depicting him.
Ooh, we love the vintage.
Early 1900s had him looking more like just a dude in like the sort of goofy devil suit.
Oh.
Yeah, like the guy with the horns and like a pitchfork.
I have seen
the
those.
costumes you would see at like Walmart.
Nice.
The devil costume. But other than that, he would be like an anthropomorphic sort of half goat, half man, half demon.
Like goat demon man?
Yeah, goat demon man, similar to man bear pig.
Yeah.
With a goat face and horns and tail, with like a goat lower body.
And cloven hooves, that whole shtick.
Actually,
the
original folklore has him with one cloven hoof and one human foot.
I have read that in a creepypasta.
Yeah, in some art you can see him with that. And usually he has a bag or a sack. Like how you laughed. Some art you will see him carrying switches. Rather, branches. Down south, we call them switches.
Right.
It's what you whip your children with. And that's what he would use them for, too.
Exactly.
It's to whip children. But he would also kidnap children and put them in his bag and take them, who knows where. Various places will tell you that he takes them back to his home to eat them. Some says that he takes them to hell, which...
Oh my gosh. Like you're a kid and you freaking stole a candy bar and like
you ate the donut. Now Krampus is taking you directly to hell.
Exactly. You ate the donut.
We'll be right back with more Vet Candy.
Are you ready to learn the secrets of hip dysplasia in dogs? Join me, Clay Palmer, for Unleashing Secrets, the intriguing link between human and canine hips, presented by Vet Candy and brought to you by Mavora. In this enlightening podcast, we will talk about how the striking similarities in hip dysplasia in dogs and humans underscore the shared nature of this orthopedic condition. From etiology to pathogenesis and treatment, hip dysplasia exhibits many overlapping characteristics in humans and dogs. Together, we'll meet board-certified surgeons across the nation to learn from the very best. Stay tuned for a podcast that both empowers and educates. Don't miss Unleashing Secrets, the intriguing link between human and canine hips. Tune in on Vet Candy on a podcast platform of your choice, and let's make a difference together. Brought to you by Mavora and presented by Vet Candy. As far as where Krampus came from, because, I mean, Santa Claus is referred to, as old Saint Nick, and it's taken from the Bible, Saint Nicholas, the patron saint of children. Krampus, some places say that Krampus is from Norse mythology, saying that he is the son of Hel, with one L.
That's cool.
The lordess of the underworld, daughter of Loki, Hel. But that is not true. There's so many places will say that, including you, Britannica. I'm calling you out. for not researching your stuff. We'll say that he's the son of hell, but actually there is like nothing to support that. Somebody said it, everyone started repeating it.
I feel like we would have read about him at some point in one of our mythology things because we like mythology.
Yeah. I know Norse mythology well enough. Krampus is not mentioned.
No.
Krampus is not even a very Norse name, so it would be pretty wild.
I bet you're right. I bet somebody was like, "Oh yeah, he's the son of hell."
Well, and that's because he was very demonized. I mean, funny, he's like a goat demon or whatever.
Right.
But he was very demonized early on because of his very strong pagan ties and that kind of thing. A lot of Christian religion controlled or based governments actually at one point outlawed any stories of Krampus.
But Santa Claus is okay?
Santa Claus is okay. Well, I mean, he doesn't look like a demon, so...
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, it was in 1932 in Austria. The government specifically, Vaterländische Front, who was a clerical fascist, so think like a governmental leader, but like strongly church-based, had like prohibited the Krampus tradition. So any storytellings of him, there's various festivals and stuff that are held for Krampus. All of that was outlawed because this dude got in there and was like, no, this is too demonic.
So not because of Krampus being scary or upsetting children, but because he looks like a demon, pretty much.
Actually, in the 1950s, the Austrian government actually handed out a bunch of pamphlets talking mad shit about Krampus, titled "Krampus is an Evil Man."
What homie Krampus did?
I mean, fair. I mean, he does kidnap and like whip children a bunch and maybe bring them directly to hell. But it was because they feared that any encounters with him in tradition or lore or in these festivals, anything like that, would damage their mental health. And I'm sure they said it was because it was scary, but in reality, I think it was more like it'll damn their souls because you're doing something that's not specifically very Jesus-y, so...
Jesus-y.
You will go to hell. But he's coming back.
He is.
He's coming back.
I want a Krampus on the shelf instead of an elf on the shelf.
So, old Saint Nick would show up and bring children gifts, which, like, back in the day, wasn't really so much toys. It was more like candy. And by candy, I mean ye old candy, so think like dried fruits.
Oh.
Yeah. Christmas wasn't as cool back then.
A peppermint candy.
But he didn't really have, like, a naughty list. The whole, like, leaving coal and stuff, that wasn't... Santa didn't do that.
Yeah, he only
rewarded good kids. Krampus would show up to punish the naughty children. As we've said, by whipping them with switches, or maybe kidnapping them. I guess it depends on how naughty they were.
Oh, man. And those little children are so scared. It's so sad.
So they're not really sure when Krampus sort of came about. There are mentions of like these Krampus festivals dating back to like the 6th century.
Wow. So he's older than Santa?
Yeah, in a sense. But nothing was really written before the 16th. There are parades and events where people dress up as Krampus and go around basically just scaring people in the town.
They still do that.
Yeah, it's coming back anyway.
Yeah.
They quit for a while, but now it's starting, and it's actually a growing phenomenon in our country.
Yeah,
which has nothing to do with Krampus.
No,
but we think he's so cool. We just want to bring him on over. So Krampus is an old name from like German origins,
right?
Mainly, possibly from Kramp or Krampen, which means claw, or Krumpen, which means like dead or rotten.
Krumpen.
That specifically being Bavarian, which is close enough, I think.
Yeah. Ooh, that makes me want a donut.
Makes you want a donut. Oh, like Bavarian cream filled. Those are very good. So Krampus has his own sort of holidays. As you can imagine, if they're doing parades and festivals, they got to call them something. So you've got one that is called Krampus Garden, which honestly kind of is exactly what it sounds like. I cannot, I will not be able to pronounce this correctly, but it's like Gru vom Krampus, which basically means like hello from Krampus, or greetings from Krampus.
Is it like Oktoberfest, but with Krampus?
So, yeah, sort of.
I'm in.
I mean, I'm sure there is drinking. I don't know of any German holiday that doesn't involve plenty of drinking.
I don't know any holiday that doesn't involve plenty of drinking.
Yeah, that's fair too. But essentially, they trade postcards with Krampus on them, which is fun.
Really,
it's very fun. Yeah.
Aww. That's our Christmas card next year.
That would be very cool. And you've got, Krampus doing various things like whipping kids and stealing them and that kind of thing. But they also, this is more of like an adult sort of thing. So they'll also trade them kind of like, like the sexy playing cards. But you'll have Krampus like chasing, well-endowed women.
Oh.
Scantily.
Clay just held his hands out like in front of his boobs.
Yeah, you're like boobies.
Boobies.
Boobies. While like some older cards are like the more traditional, like kind of scary Krampus, but very cool. They trade like these greeting cards, these postcards with Krampus on them.
That's so
That's
cool.
very fun. And then there is Krampus. Krampus Nacht, which I'm pretty sure transfers to like Krampus Night or something.
Yeah.
So it takes place the day before the feast of Saint Nicholas. So this is December 5th is Krampus Nacht. The Krampus appears on the streets, visits homes and businesses. This is very similar to the Horse Skull.
Oh, but I knew it.
Yeah, but you don't actually have a rap battle with Krampus, which is a shame.
So he's just like, hey, I'm here to beat your kid.
Yeah, basically, like I'm here to whip your children.
And they're like, all right.
Hey, well, come on in.
Come on in.
Do you want to take this one to hell?
Mom, no. I'll never eat the donut again.
So there is like this one Krampus festival. They just call it like the Krampus Run. But people keep getting hurt real bad in it.
Really?
It's the one where I talked about like the people dressing up as the Krampus and like scaring spectators and people in the crowd. Well, there's a lot of drinking, and as you can imagine, some people don't take to being scared very well, so they will lash out at the Krampus.
That's me. I get so mad when I get like
they will
spooked.
attack the Krampus. There was one particular bad one back in 2013. A total of 8 people got injured, mostly with broken bones.
Dang!
And 60 other people were treated for like outpatient things.
Wow.
Yeah, they got wicked mad at the Krampus and started attacking them. So now that the government was kind of like, hey, we might need to tone this down.
Dang.
Like people were getting hurt. I mean, anytime alcohol's involved, it's going to be something like
Fair.
But
drink responsibly, kids.
drink responsibly. Don't get so drunk that you're going to beat up the Krampus, please.
Don't ruin Krampus Nacht for the rest of us.
Right. Don't get the Krampus run taken away.
Don't be that guy.
So yeah, we talked about the 2015 movie that was released with Krampus. You mentioned him being in an episode of American Dad. He was also in an episode of The Venture Brothers, which is
really
fun. In an episode called
I remember the Venture Brothers.
Minstrel Krampus.
Oh gosh. Hey, I mean, that'll make you feel like you're being drugged to
was in
hell.
a few video games, including The Binding of Isaac, which is a good game. But yeah, he's popped up here and there. Honestly, I feel like I also saw him in an episode of Futurama, maybe. Maybe I'm just thinking of the Robot Devil, because he's pretty
I think
similar.
you're just thinking of the Robot Devil.
But he's been making it around, and he's appearing in more and more things. Because everybody loves a Krampus.
Everyone loves a Krampus.
Everyone loves a Krampus. Unfortunately, there's not much more than that on Krampus. He was pretty much a one-trick pony. He had one line, and it was, I show up to whip your children if they're bad. There was a thing about, like, apparently Saint Nick would leave you golden branches if you were a good child.
Mm-hmm.
But
and then you can beat your bad siblings with
well,
them.
if you were actually bad, Krampus would show up and take the golden branches and leave you silver ones instead. And I'm thinking, like, I
Not
mean,
so bad.
yeah, I mean, a silver branch is not that bad unless he's going to whip you with it.
Right.
But it made it sound like he just like shows up and swaps them out. Like, oh no, you don't get a gold one, you get a silver one.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd take a silver Switch.
I mean, I don't want to switch. I want candy.
Well, he didn't whip you with it. Well, look, I mean, we already talked about Santa Claus. The candy he would leave was not fantastic.
Yeah, it was like candied fruit.
Yeah, not even candied fruit. It was just like basically raisins.
Oh.
Yeah, he would leave you like dried fruit.
Oh, I don't love that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I guess back in the day that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot of children, something like 80% of children would die within the first like decade.
Right.
So it was kind of like, hey, look, you made it, buddy. You did it.
Here's some raisins.
Here's some raisins.
Now enjoy living a long, long life of 23.
Yeah, enjoy your medium male lifespan of like, I think it was like 26.
Yeah. Yeah, 30 was really old.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Something in your
I get
biological
it.
clock, man. You hit 30 and it's like, number
Well,
one, I
that's
don't
it.
care.
It's like, I'm dead now, basically.
Pretty much. I'm just a ghost in
There you
this
go.
house.
You know you can't do that.
I'm just a shadow upon these walls.
All right, 2 verses. That's all you got. You can't
I
go.
know. I
Not another word.
Nah.
Well, we hope you have enjoyed this Christmas special.
We've enjoyed talking to you. We've missed you so much. And from all of us here at the Palmer House and from Vet Candy, Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
It's beautiful.
We will see you next week. And don't forget to unwrap your special episode around Christmas time.
We love you, kids. Bye.
It's Vet Candy.
Vet Candy.
It's Vet Candy Radio.